Okay, this is my Ariens. There's the number 8526. It's my snowblower. I've had it probably about 3 years. I think it's 11 horse. I'm not sure, but you can see right there the pull starts missing. That's because the rope broke. Actually, it's almost a string. It's so small. But there's only 4 studs. So I'm going to try to fix it. There's only 4 studs. One there, one there. There's 4 coming out. It's 10 millimeter nuts holding them on. Okay? Okay, here's the unit. And you can see right there, there's the piece of rope where the knot is. That goes in there. Now the problem is here, I don't know if you can read that. See how that says made in China? Made in China. That's the problem. It's a Tecumseh motor, but it's a piece of crap. You can't pull this apart. Alright? This is all a unit, so if the string breaks, now let me show you here's the pull cord. Look how narrow that is. That's tiny stuff. But it broke on the end. So what I'm going to attempt to do is I'm going to try to re-thread the rope in there, tie a knot without pulling it apart, because you can't. I think what they did is they swell this out, they swedge it in there. At first I thought this was going to be a nut, just undo this and it'll pull it apart, but you can't. This is just a piece of tubing. So I think what they do to hold this in, they put like a piece on this side, and they come down with a press and they stomp it, and it opens it up, because there's a split on here and it's swelled open, and that's what holds it all together. It's kind of like a rivet, so you can't get this apart. So I'm going to try to work around that, because let's see, the rope is right here. Now I've got to get that rope into there and a knot tied and then pulled back. So what I did was, see all these veins? That's as far as you got. But with my Dremel tool, okay, the little end mill there, I machined out so that I could get to the pulley. Because this is the pulley right here that's turning right here. This is my fingers touching. The rope is right under here. So I'm going to try to thread the rope through from the inside, pull it out here, tie the knot, pull it back in, and at the same time wind it up through here. So I'm going to see if I can do this. Because otherwise you got to buy, when the rope breaks, you got to buy a whole new unit. And why should you have to do that? Alright, see what I can do. Alright, now for this, there's a spring inside here that recoils it back up. So if the rope comes in this way, and when you pull it, when you pull on the handle to start the motor, that means you're turning it this way. That means the spring has to wind it up, goes this way. Okay? So if you turn this, you're actually preloading the spring. I'll let go, watch. See how it went back? So what you have to do is preload the spring enough to rewind all of the rope, pull start rope. So what I did was, with the amount of rope I had left, which is, there it's on the floor, and it goes up to here. Okay, there. That's how much rope I have. Okay, which is probably about, I don't know, 4 feet, 4.5 feet. Okay, what I did was, I wrapped it around the outside here, which is about this where the pulley is. The pulley is just inside here, so to get an approximate distance of how much this has to turn to pull that all the way back in. It ended up going around 3 times. So if I preload this spring 3 times, maybe a little bit more to keep tension on it, that should be enough to pull it all back in. So what I'm going to do is I'll thread the rope through here, wind this around 3 times, and I'll put something through here, screwdriver or Allen wrench or something to hold it from unwinding on me. Put the rope through here. Now this little section right here, that's where the rope goes through, and then you tie a knot. And then when I let it go, pull the screwdriver out, this should wind back up and pull the rope back in. Okay? So what I'm going to do now, I don't have anything to hold the camera, but I'm going to wind this thing up 3 turns. Okay? And then I'll stick the rope in, or pin it so it doesn't unwind on me with a screwdriver or whatever. Put the rope in, tie it, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Now these are normally nylon-based materials that they use for the cord, and because it's going to be frayed where it broke, you have to kind of get it to keep from fraying. So what I do is I pass it through a torch a little bit, and then I roll it with your fingers, and it kind of melts the nylon a little bit. And when you roll it, as long as you're real careful and don't get it too hot, it won't stick to your skin and burn you. I mean, you don't want to get it so molten hot that it, like I said, it will stick to you. You just want to melt it a little bit so that when you roll it between your fingers, let's see, so it won't fray up on you. And now you can thread it through the small hole and then bring it around and all that stuff. Okay, so that's just another little tip I'm doing here, just to show you what's going on. Now, the trick is you have to thread it through here from the inside. This is where the knot is going to end up. Now you can see right here, there's a little Allen wrench I got stuck in between to keep this from unwinding again. But you have to take this rope or string, and it has to come through here. Now I had to grind this lip, there's a little lip here on the pulley, I had to grind that off too with my Dremels just to get access, because down in here you have to help that, as you're pushing it, the string through here, you have to push it through the hole that comes out over here, so where your pull handle is. Okay, so what I'm doing is I have a what the heck did I just do with it? I must have dropped it. I had a little piece of welding rod from a oh, here it is, a little piece of welding rod. So what I'm doing is by opening up this access here, you're still not disturbing the pulley where the rope is actually going to be, but you can help guide the end of the rope out through here. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. You push it in through here. As it comes through, then you poke through here and get the end to come out through there. Okay, now by pushing through here, I was using a little needle nose to get down in here to push it in this way. At the same time, through this, where I ground off the pulley right here, the access, I was able to feed the end of the rope out through here, to come back out through there. Okay? Now it took a couple of times because the Allen wrench that I had sitting in here dropped out. This thing spun around, so I ended up putting a screwdriver through there so it wouldn't fall out. Okay, so now what I have to do is I'm just going to keep pulling this just keep pulling the rope out. I don't want this screwdriver to take off on me here now. Hold on. You know what? Let me set this down. Maybe I can, like that. And if I put this like this in here. Alright. Now, there you can see, there's a little bit of leftover. I probably should have wound it up a little bit more because you see how I got this excess here? But you can see it pulls and retracts now. Okay, so what I can do is I'll probably just put this through the handle and tie the knot so that, you know, just preload it right about, put the handle right about here. So there's always a little, pull it out a little bit like that. So there's some tension on the line. Put the handle up against the end and tie the knot. So it always starts to here and it'll always pull it back to that point. See, now it's back in there again. Okay? So we got that. Now all I have to do now is put the handle on, bolt it back on, and I should be good to go. And you don't have to buy a new unit. Simple. Alright, hang on. There. So now it's in. Pull it. All I have to do now is go bolt it on, and we're good to go. Alright. Okay. Pull start in. You don't have to buy a whole new unit. Simple fix. Cool.